You're watching USA News Hub, your home for breaking headlines, trending sports stories, and exclusive updates from across the nation. After the high-stakes showdown at the 2025 WTA Finals, a few words whispered by Aryna Sabalenka sparked a media firestorm, but Elena Rybakina just put every rumor to rest with one of the calmest, most poised responses you'll hear all season. In a dramatic finale at the 2025 WTA Finals in Riyadh, Elena Rybakina stunned the tennis world by defeating world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in straight sets, 6-3, 7-6, 7-0, to claim her first WTA Finals title. But the headlines didn't just stop at her victory. They also focused on a controversial moment that followed, when Sabalenka reportedly muttered a Russian phrase that many interpreted as a dig at Rybakina's win. That phrase, "Once a year even the stick shoots," exploded on social media. In Russian, it's an idiom suggesting that someone who rarely succeeds might get lucky once in a while. Critics said Sabalenka was implying that Rybakina's triumph was a fluke, not a result of skill. Tennis 365+1 now, Rybakina is finally breaking her silence on what many saw as a pointed comment. In a new interview with Tengri News, the Kazakh star revealed what she really thought, and the way she handled it tells a lot about her character. Rybakina's response: calm, poised, unmoved. Rybakina told reporters, "They told me after the match, but it was in context." Tennis 365+2, essentially sports +2. What she means by that, she explained, is that while she heard about Sabalenka's remark, it didn't strike her as a personal attack, at least not in the way the internet spun it. Here's what else she said: "We've played with Aryna many times, and more than once this year, so I don't really focus on it." Tennis World USA+1. In other words, she sees Sabalenka not just as a rival, but as someone with whom she shares a long history on court, and perhaps some respect off of it too. Rybakina added, "I have good feelings for both Aryna and her team, so I don't take it to heart, even if it was actually said to me." TennisUpToDate.com+1. That's a strong reminder. She's not interested in escalating the drama. She's not wanting to stoke the rivalry. She's focusing on her game, her achievements, and her mindset. Understanding the comment, "Once a year, even the stick shoots." For those unfamiliar, the phrase Sabalenka allegedly used is an idiom in Russian. It's not just a throwaway insult, it's loaded with meaning. As Rybakina and Russian-speaking fans have pointed out, the saying suggests an unexpected success, a surprising win, from someone who doesn't usually win. TennisUpToDate.com. That's why many online reacted strongly, interpreting Sabalenka's words as undermining her opponent's talent. But Rybakina is choosing not to take that interpretation as gospel. Instead, she treats it as a moment of frustration, possibly said in the heat of a crushing defeat, rather than a personal attack that defines their rivalry. Rybakina's big win, and the context. Rybakina's victory at the WTA Finals wasn't just another title. It was her first ever finals crown, and came with one of the largest payouts in women's tennis history. Tennis 365+1. She had been through a demanding season, with multiple high-stakes matches, and facing Sabalenka, the world number 1, in the final was no small feat. Sabalenka, for her part, had been absolutely dominant, making her a strong favorite. Tennis 365+1. But Rybakina stayed cool under pressure, saved key break points, and ultimately shut down Sabalenka in the tiebreak to close it out. Tennis World USA. That kind of performance comes from focus, poise, and the belief that her game, not luck, made the difference. Throughout her comments, Rybakina emphasized that she doesn't hold any personal grudge. In fact, she said she has good feelings for Sabalenka and her team. Tennis 365+1. She's not after a war of words or public blow-up. Instead, she seems to view this as a competitive rivalry, intense on court, but not rooted in personal bitterness. That attitude speaks to her maturity. In tennis, where emotions run high and rivalries are fierce, it's not always easy to walk away from a comment like that without retaliating. Yet, Rybakina chose the higher road. What this means for the WTA and the future. Rybakina's calm in the face of controversy could be a statement in more ways than one. Leadership through example. By handling the situation with grace, she's showing younger players and fans how to respond to conflict, not by fueling it, but by focusing on performance. Growing rivalry, respectfully. Her response could help stabilize the tennis narrative around her and Sabalenka. Yes, they're rivals. Yes, emotions will flare. But respect doesn't have to go out the window. A bigger picture for women's tennis. Rybakina also talked about progress beyond just a match. In her interview, she pointed out how prize money is rising, how hard past generations fought for better pay, and how she sees a future where more tournaments follow suit. Cursive Media Kazakhstan, her WTA Finals win is massive, not just for her, but for that broader momentum in women's tennis. Thought balloon what Sabalenka said and how she's reacted. In the immediate aftermath of her loss, Sabalenka did praise Rybakina on camera. "Elena, you were definitely a better player today. You literally smashed me out of the court." Essentially Sports that moment showed some sportsmanship, even in defeat. Sabalenka's alleged comment, "Once a year, even a stick shoots," has led to widespread debate about intent, context, and respect in a heat-of-the-moment clash. Whether she meant it lightly or as a barb, Rybakina's interpretation seems to lean toward the former. She acknowledges she heard it, but doesn't let it define her or her success. Essentially Sports +1. Rybakina stays focused. Elena Rybakina's take on the controversy? It's clear, she's confident, composed, and not interested in turning a quote into a war. She heard what was said, she acknowledges its meaning, but she's not letting it shake her. She won the WTA Finals the hard way, through skill, poise, and top-level performance. Whether or not Sabalenka's comment was ill-intended, Rybakina is making it clear. Her legacy will be built on what she does on court, not what's whispered off it. As Rybakina looks ahead to 2026, she's sending a message. Rivalry is part of this sport, emotion is part of it, but respect, resilience, and a killer mindset matter more than anything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that's shaping America and the world. We'll see you in the next update.